Hey everybody, I thought I'd come on today live and I'm going to talk to you guys about nutrition strategies, nutrition tips, my 5 nutrition secrets to shedding fat, boosting performance for runners specifically, because I know as runners, we struggle with nutrition. I know as moms, we struggle with nutrition, and when we're moms and runners combined, we've got some real struggles. And if you're a runner, what you eat is even more important than if you're not a runner. Like, food really matters for your recovery, for your fat loss, for your performance. And I want to help you guys out with that because I know what it's like to be there. And I know with RunningMoms here and my background as a physiotherapist, I talk a ton about strength training, about HIIT training, about that high intensity interval training. I've created the 28-day Get Fit, Lean and Learn to Run challenge, the Faster, Stronger challenge with the level 2 workouts, because I know that I can teach you guys good form, good alignment, how to tune into your body, how to push your body to rev your metabolism and shed fat and become a faster, stronger runner. But without nutrition, without the nutrition piece, you're going to plateau. And working out more and eating less is setting you up for a disaster. It's setting you up for sugar cravings, exhaustion, energy crashes, and I don't want that for you. So we need to start talking about nutrition more. And I'm excited to do that. If you don't know me and you're new to RunningMoms, welcome. I'm Carrie Adam. I'm a physiotherapist. I'm the founder here of RunningMoms, this online community for badass women who want to learn to run strong while they're raising babies. And I'm a marathoner, I'm a busy mom of 2, and I have struggled in my nutrition. I'll tell you, I've always been good at the running part. Like, I'm consistent, I love it. I get filled up and fueled up by pushing my body really hard. But for those years after babies, when I wasn't eating properly because I wasn't sleeping, I had sugar cravings, I was trying to save on calories. I was still in that low fat, no fat generation who thought that's what we needed to do to lose pounds, right? It was a really awful time for me, both physically and emotionally, being stuck in that roller coaster of trying to work out hard, eat less, get fit, and raise babies while I wasn't sleeping, okay? So it was really, really difficult, and that's why I've put this together. That's why I'm focusing so much on nutrition, because it's so easy for us as runners to be like underfed. We are undernourished and our bodies are suffering inside. And that doesn't just relate to your running performance and your fat loss, but it really affects every aspect of your life and your health and your ability to be a good mom, right? Like, if you're in calorie deficit, sugar craving, energy crashing, mood swings, not sleeping, like, you can't be your best for your kids, right? And that's where I was at. I wasn't good at work. I wasn't good at home. I was moody. I was not healthy. And I want you guys to be more than just runners. I want you guys to be freaking healthy, badass, strong, energetic runners, and we need to talk nutrition. So running alone isn't going to help you shed fat. Running alone isn't going to help you get healthy. Weight loss, really, fat loss is only, like, your workouts are short. Like if you follow any of my high intensity interval sessions, you know that I tell you guys 20 to 30 minutes is all you need, right? Like, gone are the days where we think we need to run 10K every single day, and I'm teaching you guys to push hard for short periods, but what about the rest of the day, right? There's 23 and a half hours in the day, and that matters. So I always say, and this isn't exact science, can't quote me on this. I mean, I'm not a nutritionist. I'm a therapist, a physical therapist who loves to run, who loves to be super healthy, who loves to take really good care of my kids with good food and movement and choosing to be happy. But weight loss and fat loss is about 20% of the exercise you do. So it's 60% of the food you eat matters. And I say about 20% of some other things that are holding you back from fat loss. We're going to talk about those things today, because losing weight and getting up and running or pushing your body, it should be fun. Like, if you're trying to shed fat and you're struggling, like, you're feeling frustrated, I want to alleviate some of that for you today. I want you guys to learn how you can hit your goals while enjoying your training, enjoying food, enjoying life, and not letting it stress you out by calorie counting, dieting, restricting entire food groups, because we can't do that as runners. Our bodies have very high nutritional needs, okay? So let's get into the tips, because again, running more and eating less is setting you up for a disaster, okay? So number one is no pills, no diets, no gimmicks. Like, those things don't work. They don't teach you anything about food. They never work. You know, if you've tried some of those things, you're probably up and down yo-yoing, coming back with more weight gain, still having energy exhaustion, still having sugar cravings. Like, we know that 90% of diets and gimmicks and shakes don't work. They're putting your body into restrictions. They're setting rules for you that you can't keep, setting you up to feel guilty and fail. They have you counting calories and actually putting your body into a deficit, which puts it into starvation mode, right? When your body's in starvation mode, it holds on to fat. And no matter what you do, no matter how hard you work out, no matter how strict you are with your no sugar and your no gluten and your no this and that, like, your body's holding on to that fat anyways because you're not eating enough. And as a runner, we need to be eating enough. We need to be eating everything. And I don't know about you, but I hate dieting. I hate restricting. I hate when someone says I can't eat food, because that causes a ton of disordered eating. And there's a lot of that out there. And I have an amazing exclusive interview as part of my running academy with a nutritionist, a dietitian actually down in the States, talking about eating disorders in runners. And it's such a common thing, and that's what diets are going to give you: fear of food, guilt of food, disordered eating. And we don't want that. Food should be fun and enjoyable and refueling and energizing. And when you're dieting, you're decreasing your metabolism, you're holding on to fat, you're increasing those hunger hormones, so your cravings are going to go up, you're decreasing the weight controlling hormones that you need to control how your body's burning fuel, and your body's going to hold onto that fat for survival. So tip number one is diets, gimmicks, pills don't work. Throw them out. Like, forget those things. Don't let social media or any kind of marketing get you on another diet, whether it's paleo or Whole30 or, you know, especially for the beginners, for those of us who are new. If you're a high-end athlete and you're doing some stuff up there, like, I'm not talking to you guys, you're nutrition specific if you're working with somebody, but my style is no diets. Again, this is all my style. This is what's worked for me, and I'm helping you guys, giving you my tips. Tip number two is mindfulness. Bringing mindfulness into your eating. We are so busy. We are running around. We are not thinking about what we're eating. We're grabbing, we're going. We're not stopping to actually tune into our bodies. Like, am I hungry? Or maybe am I thirsty? I just ate all that food. How do I feel? How did that leave me feeling? You know, like, why am I eating this? What am I eating? You gotta learn and tune into those body cues, those natural body cues of, am I feeling hungry? And then what do I need to do to feed that? And that's where diet doesn't help you. It just tells you what to eat. You just do it without tuning in. But if you eat something and it leaves you with really bad stomach pains, or you can't sleep after, or your energy crashing after, like, reflect on that. Say, oh, that made me feel really bad. Maybe I'm not going to eat that. Or you have something and it makes you feel really good and you feel really full for a long time and really satiated and really energetic. Like, note that. Say, oh my God, that food made me feel so good. Like, tuning into your body and becoming mindful about what you're fueling yourself with or what you're not fueling yourself with. Oh my God, it's 3 o'clock and I haven't had any food since 7 o'clock this morning. Like, you're not fueling yourself. And I think that for most of us, the problem is that we're undernourishing ourselves. We're under eating as busy moms. But tuning into your body, bringing mindfulness into your day, into your food, into your life is going to take you so far. And that's where you're going to learn, right? Like, you're going to learn what feeds you, what fuels you, what takes your energy, what makes you feel crappy and bloated and constipated, or what makes you energy crashing, right? So tune into that stuff, and that's where you're going to learn to create some sustainable habits and take some lessons away. Like, so only so much we can tell you and teach you until you can start to pull that mindfulness in. Mindfulness is so key when you're trying to shed fat and boost performance, okay? Really key. And then you have a group like me, a group here, and I have tons of professionals that can help you if I don't know the answer to your question, to help you learn and ask questions about what you're feeling and how to fix that and how to change that. So mindfulness is really key to fat loss. It's a massive nutrition tip. Again, we're so busy, we're so not thinking, but you deserve to slow down and think about your food and how it makes you feel, okay? Tip number 3, as runners, we need to be eating everything. Unless medically you can't and your doctor's told you not to, or you're allergic to something. I'm not talking about any of those things, but in general, like I have no allergies, I have no problems. I will never cut out gluten. I will never cut out sugar exclusively. Like, it's natural to eat everything. It's healthy to eat everything. It's enjoyable. It's fun to eat everything. It's sociable to eat everything. It's really important to eat everything, you know, keeping in mind, when I say everything, keeping in mind that mindfulness, and you're able to make choices about what that everything is. And for me, I try to keep my food 80% real. Like, yes, I have treats here and there, and I don't guilt myself and shame myself about having that stuff, but 80% of my day, I have very strict habits about what I eat, and they're not rules so much as they're just the way I live. I have no guilt and no shame in saying, I don't want ice cream right now, thank you. Like, I have goals. I know what's going to make me feel good and what's not going to make me feel good. But generally, I eat everything. I don't cut anything out. If I want it, I'm mindful about it and I eat it, right? I know if it's getting me closer to my goals or further from my goals, if it's how it's going to affect my body, because I've become so mindful about my food and how it reacts for me. I will always eat gluten. I love bread. I eat whole wheat toast at breakfast. I don't eat it all day. I mean, I used to binge on bagels all the time, but I was energy crashing. I was sugar craving, binging on bagels, which wasn't fueling me, wasn't fueling anything. It wasn't hitting my needs, and I was always wanting more. So tune into that, and I don't do that anymore, right? So, you know, when you provide your body with everything, that's what's going to refuel you, and that's what's going to maximize your recovery between those workouts. So in any of my programs, in the guide, the macro guide I talk about that I have for sale right now, it's on sale today, is the last day to get that macro guide with the exclusive interview with Laura Amber Wood, who's a macro specialist and a holistic weight loss coach. We have a really great discussion about food and the blood sugar story and macros and how we can manage all that. But we talk about eating everything, right? So don't be scared of that. As runners, we need fuel, all kinds of it. It's really important to get all of that stuff in. Tip number 4 is understanding your macros, okay? We need to understand what macros are and the blood sugar story and how that relates to insulin. Like, we need to understand food. Again, it goes back to being super, super busy, where we're not thinking about food, and we live in a society now where we don't think about food. We grab and go so quickly, and a lot of our food is over-processed and under-nourishing. But when you take a step back and you actually learn and you educate yourself about what food is and what it's made of and what that does in your body and how that helps you maximize your fat loss and and boost your performance, you can learn to eat properly, right? So what are macronutrients? They're proteins, fats, and carbohydrates. All food is a protein, a fat, or a carbohydrate. And everything will fit into one of those categories, and they're all important parts of your diet, of your daily nutrition, because they all do different things within your body, right? Like, protein builds your muscles. Like, if you're working out hard and doing those high intensity interval workouts, you need protein. It's going to build your muscle. That's where you're going to get that muscle is going to rev calorie burn. It's going to like just burn more calories for you during the day so that you can shed fat, right? That's where the HIIT training comes in. You need the protein, but then you've got the fats. And I came from a generation where it was the low fat years, right? The low fat, no fat trends, eating Twizzlers, drinking Diet Pepsi, leaving me energy crashing, dry skin, eczema, bad hair, like bad moods, mood swings, right? Like, when you're not eating fat, you're missing out an entire macronutrient group. And as runners, fat is really, really important. It's a carrier of nutrients. It's full of flavor for our food. It's a primary source of energy for our body. And it leaves you feeling full. Like, when you start eating good, healthy fats, it's going to help you feel full after your meals so that you're not sugar craving all the time. You actually are full and you don't want to be eating all the time. It's good for brain health, for hormone balance, for cardiovascular strength. It helps build muscle as well in combination with the proteins, and it decreases internal inflammation, and it helps you boost metabolism, having more healthy fats, which is going to in turn help you shed fat. So you need fats in your diet. If that is new to you, or, you know, I think in the interview we talk about how, you know, eating green vegetables doesn't turn you green, just like eating fat doesn't make you fat. So you need to be tuning into the right kinds of fats. And as runners, we fuss about carbohydrates without even ever talking about fats and what they do for us. So more about fats and what they do and how they digest and where you need them and good kinds of fats is going to be all in the book that I wrote. Again, at the end of this, I'll give you access to it in the comments below. So stay tuned for that. Today's the last day to get that on sale with the bonus interview with Laura, which honestly is so good. And I've got so much great feedback on it. And then we have carbohydrates, which we all know carbohydrates. There's bread and pasta. It's our body's preferred energy source. As runners, we need carbohydrates. We need them. Most people are scared of them. Most people don't understand them. The guide, again, I talked to you about good carbs for runners, so you're not just eating bagels and pasta. Personally, white pasta makes me heavy. It makes me slow, and I don't feel good. Like if I eat pasta for dinner and I want to run the next day, my runs are awful. So I've tuned in, and I don't eat pasta, but that doesn't mean I don't eat carbs. I eat tons of carbs, but I also balance them in the right proportions, eating the right types of carbs for me, okay? Right, so you need to be eating those, and you need them during your runs. That's where before you run, you want to be eating some carbs because your body burns them quickly, those carbs. It's an instant energy access for you. When you're running long runs, you want to take in carbs mid-run when it's over like an hour and a half run. Then you can start to ingest those carbs. Again, I'm not going into the details of how to eat. This isn't a nutrient timing video. I have a whole other e-guide on nutrient timing, which is what do I eat before my run, after my run, during my long runs. That's a separate one. We're talking about nutrition for lifestyle right now in this video. So understanding proteins, carbs, and fats, what they do, how they digest, and what percentages to eat them in throughout your day is going to be massively helpful for you. When I first started learning about this stuff, I tracked my food. I hate tracking my food. I'll never tell you guys to track your food or that you should be measuring your food or counting it. But I did, like, for 3 days, I just did a really loose sort of tracking with my Fitness Pal. I kind of put in my food, what I ate for a few days. Like, I find that, again, it triggers disordered eating and it stresses me. I don't like that. But I wanted to learn something. So I did it as a learning, as something to help me learn about what I was eating. And I was shocked what I learned. I was eating all carbohydrate, wasn't eating any fat, wasn't eating any protein. It was just, and I was massively under eating. So knowing that, and then understanding carbs, fats, and proteins, and the general percentages that I should be eating and how I should fill my plate, and just being mindful of trying to include all of those in 3 meals a day, it was a game changer for me, honestly. Combining that with the HIIT training and the strength interval work, my body composition changed, my energy changed, my life literally changed because of understanding food and how I needed to have all 3 of those components in my diet, right? Like, now I love avocados with breakfast, or I love coconut oil in my coffee in the morning to get a little bit of extra fat because it is hard to get in the good quantities. So again, all of that is in the book. What are good fats? How do you incorporate them? It comes with a 14-day meal plan that kind of lays it out for you as well. Again, not meant to follow, but meant to kind of guide you, to give you an understanding of what food is what and how it works together so that you can just learn from it. That's the whole point of it, is to learn from it, not follow it and expect to have all this massive fat loss, right? So that's really important. Tip number 5 is sleep. Like, sleep is critical to burning fat. If you are not sleeping, your body cannot burn fat. When you're not sleeping, you're not recovering, you're not repairing, you're not restoring inside, your muscles aren't building, you're not boosting metabolism. What you're doing is you lose control of your cravings. you lose control of any regulatory of your hunger hormones. You lose your willpower to be mindful, to care. Just want to throw everything out the window when you're not sleeping because your mood's crazy, right? And this is where we struggle as moms. We don't sleep very much. It also helps you, it loses your body's sensitivity to insulin, and insulin's not working good in your body. And insulin is what takes those sugars, turns them into energy for your body. And when you're out of whack with your insulin, your body is holding onto fat in that midsection. So you want to be sleeping and focusing on sleeping. That's one of the reasons that I've loved incorporating sort of positivity, gratitude practice before I go to bed at night. We cultivate sleep routines for children, but we're not cultivating them for ourselves. And we're up late scrolling Facebook, doing all these crazy things, drinking wine, which only impedes our sleep even more. So for me, it's been gratitude practice. It's been lavender or serenity or something like balance that I love in my diffuser at night. It just helps me bring my energy down and focuses me in creating habits that lead to good sleep. And I didn't sleep for about 4 or 5 years, and I struggled with a lot of emotional and physical stress during those years. Now that I'm sleeping and I'm eating and I'm running with intention, with setting those intentions of I love running, I love what it brings back to me, my body composition and my performance have like skyrocketed. I'm not training to win or anything when I say performance. I just mean like I run strong, I feel amazing, and I want that for you guys. And then also stress goes along with sleep a little bit. Chronic stress is killing us moms. Like, this drives me crazy because we were raised to push and be strong and equal earners and do everything. And then we have kids. We're still trying to do all that stuff, but we're also left to take care of all of the pieces at home, right? And we are chronically stressed. If anyone out there can say that they're not chronically stressed, I would love to know your secrets, because we are. I've had to quit my career, I shouldn't say quit, I've had to shift, make some really massive shifts in my life to control the stress. I'm not saying you have to do that, but you have to be mindful of that chronic stress and what it is doing to your body. And running can either add more stress to your life or help you manage that stress, right? If you're following a training program and you're trying to get to a marathon and you can't get those runs in and you're stressing about it and your husband's mad at you and your kids are crying, and like, that's just adding more stress to your life. And stress is increasing those cortisol levels in your body, and that cortisol makes your body go into fight or flight, holds on to fat, especially in the midsection. Stress is massive. I can't even like stress that enough. So you need to be mindful of that stress, understand how it's holding you back, and start. Mindfulness is where it starts again. There's so many ways to work on decreasing your stress, and don't think that I quit my job and moved to Costa Rica overnight, because I didn't, but it was part of my whole family's way of coping with stress and what we needed to do. We sat down and we thought about it. What do we need to do to make, what changes do we need to make? Because this life, not working for us. Me working full time, kids screaming, everyone running out the door, no one's happy, no one's seeing each other, no one's eating at the dinner table together, we have no money. Like, it wasn't working. We needed to make changes to decrease that stress. So like, all of these pieces come together, you guys. So if you're struggling with fat loss, if you're struggling with boosting your performance, you have to understand it's multifactorial, and it is not going to change overnight, but these 5 tips are very, very powerful for you. I hope that you found that helpful. If you have, I would love if you commented below, gave me a like, if you share this with other people that you think this might be helpful for. Running as a mom is very unique. It's very, I love it. I think that every mom should be able to run 5K, and that you should do it regularly, in combination with learning how to eat and learning how to fuel and love your body for what it is and the power that it has within it. And that we should all be striving to be healthier and happier in all aspects of our life, because when you do that, you're going to notice massive shifts in so many areas, including fat loss and performance. Because let's be honest, we all start running to lose fat. We want to feel good. We want to look good. We want to be sexy in bed and be confident with our husbands. And that feels good, and you should all feel that way. So, But it takes work on our part. It takes mindfulness. It takes consistency is like one of my other tips that you'll hear me talk about over and over and over again. You must be consistent. You can't get frustrated and throw all those healthy habits out the door. You've got to be consistent. If you guys want to learn more about macros, about fats, proteins, carbohydrates, how they affect blood sugar, how to eat by them, more details about it. I've also included 15 golden rules to eating for your macros without counting calories, without measuring food, without giving up wine or chocolate, because I'm not giving up wine or chocolate, forget it. I will post a link below where you can buy that guide. Again, it's on sale. Today is the last day that you're gonna get it. On the sale price with access to the interview that I've done with Laura, which is amazing. And start to control that nutrition, start to control those healthy habits. And it doesn't have to be difficult, but you do have to put the effort in. You do have to learn. You do have to tune into your body, because you will get, doing that now will get you massive results later. And that's what we're trying to create, a sustainable lifestyle that's going to work for you, fit for your life, and make you feel amazing. So thank you for tuning in, you guys. Again, I'm going to post the link below. You can always message me or get in touch with me if you have any questions, if you need anything. I'm here for you guys. I love leading these groups. I'm very passionate about running for moms. I'm very passionate about nutrition for moms, because the other thing is, when we learn to eat, when we learn about food, we learn how to fuel ourselves, that trickles down to our children. And I know that when I feed my kids proteins, carbs, and fats more frequently, and I stop letting them snack all the time on carbohydrates all day, their behavior is better. That makes my job easier. So we've got to learn about this stuff, you guys. I guarantee that you will feel better and you will run better. So thank you. Have an awesome day.